Welcome, friends, to Greg Kelly Reports. I am David Harris Jr. in for Greg this evening. President Trump's peace agenda is proving to be very popular. A new poll finding Trump's approval rating surging to 54% after his summit with Russian President Vladimir Putin. The president is up 4 points just since last month, with more than half of independents and 92% of Republicans approving of Trump. And when you see photos like this, it's not hard to understand why. Look at the leaders of France, Germany, United Kingdom, Italy, Finland, Ukraine, NATO, and the European Commission all gathered around the president's desk in the Oval Office. It's obvious that Trump is running the show, and they all know it. Trump is clearly in charge, and this is exactly where America should be on the world stage, in total control and completely respected. President Trump is leading from the front, showing the entire world that the United States is clearly still number one and is willing to do whatever is necessary to bring about peace. And friends, just think about how far we've come from Trump's first term, when world leaders shunned him and treated him like an outsider. Who could forget this iconic photo of then German Chancellor Angela Merkel staring down Trump? It represents how our allies had no idea how truly capable he is. Fast forward 7 years, and we have a totally different story. The president has reached 7 peace agreements and seems to be the only hope to bringing an end to Russia's brutal war on Ukraine. European leaders now know how capable President Trump is and are actually taking a back seat and are content with him leading the way. Some may say, even thankful. Long gone are the days of Joe Biden and Barack Hussein Obama completely embarrassing this country and our allies. Whether it was Joe getting lost, falling down the stairs or off a bike, or even falling asleep. Or Obama going on an apology tour and bowing down to other world leaders. The USA was clearly not respected, and Biden's weakness emboldened our enemies and made the world much more dangerous. Just listen to Joe address the European Union a few years ago, back in 2021.
And I've said before, and I apologize to repeat. Jake Sullivan. You know, Jake is my national security advisor. I'm leaving out a lot of people here. I apologize. I'm going to get in trouble. But anyway, we'll get back to that. But you know, there's a lot that is happening.
Goodness gracious. So thankful those days are behind us. Friends, however, the fake news media and the left, they seem to be upset that we don't have Sleepy Joe's foreign policy. They want endless blank checks to Ukraine with no clear objective to ending the war or achieving peace. Just compare the words of President Trump to Biden's. It's clear Trump was actually focused on achieving peace.
Can you say if you want Ukraine or Russia to win this war?
I want everybody to stop dying. They're dying, Russians and Ukrainians. I want them to stop dying.
Last week, I signed an $800 million package of security assistance to Ukraine. Today, I'm announcing another $800 million to further augment Ukraine's ability to fight in the east, in the Donbass region.
You know what the side I'm on? Humanity's side. I want to stop the killing of thousands of people a week. I want to stop the killing. I want the killing to stop in the Ukraine-Russia war.
We sent Ukraine more security assistance last year, $650 million in weapons. Once the war started, we immediately rushed $350 million in additional aid to further address their needs. My administration authorized another $200 million to keep a steady flow of weapons and ammunition.
I'm for stopping killing, really. That's what I'm for. Again, a war that would have never started, should have never started. I want to see the killing stop.
I approve the next tranche of U.S. security assistance to Ukraine, including more artillery, more ammunition, more anti-tank weapons, and next week, the first U.S. Abrams tanks will be delivered to Ukraine.
That really speaks volumes, friends. And despite Zelensky and European leaders praising Trump's efforts to end the war, the fake news just can't be fair to the president. They seem incapable of just reporting the facts. Instead, their only goal is twisting any narrative possible just to make Trump look bad. Take CNN's Abby Phillips, for example. Listen to her completely manufacture a story on why the European leaders came to the White House on such short notice.
I think it's extraordinary that this is even happening. I mean, think about the fact that you have a phalanx of European leaders getting on planes at a moment's notice to flock to Washington to give Zelensky backup in this meeting with Trump. That's a level of concern that I think some people say hasn't been demonstrated since 9/11. And it reflects a deep worry about Trump's decision-making.
Are you kidding me? Friends, that is complete and utter, you probably said it, I'll say nonsense. And it's no wonder that White House Press Secretary Caroline Leavitt has had enough of the unfair and biased fake news rooting against Trump's peace efforts. Here she is earlier today, and she's not taking it any longer.
For one thing that has absolutely not changed is the media's negative and downright false coverage of President Trump and his foreign policy accomplishments. From the beginning of this entire process, much of the left-wing media has been actively rooting against the President of the United States in the pursuit of peace.
Friends, President Trump's summit with Putin and meeting with Zelensky were clearly positive developments for both countries and for the world. It's not a bad thing that a deal hasn't been reached yet. The fact that we are negotiating it all is a massive victory. President Trump is truly the peacemaker. A top Kremlin official saying today that Putin is finally open to meeting with Zelensky one-on-one. That development alone is absolutely massive. Putin has refused to meet face-to-face for the last 3 years. Friends, finally an end to the war in Ukraine seems to be in sight. And it is all thanks to President Trump.
Information. Truth is freedom. Is Newsmax. It's real news for real people.